How's it going, YouTube? This is Alex coming at you for TVape TV in the studio with a very special video for you today. Today we have the Utillian 620 versus the Utillian 421 in a sibling rivalry standoff for the ages. Both of these units are great budget options, but there's a couple things that differentiate the two of them. We're going to dive down deep and figure out what exactly separates them. But first, if at any point you like this video, throw us a thumbs up, would you? If you're going to go scrubbing your way through it, at least leave us a like before you bounce. And if you'd like to purchase either of these units, links will be in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into it. The 421 was released in 2018 and quickly rose to a fan favorite among budget connoisseurs. With the improvements they made from the 420, like the airflow control at the bottom of the unit and 6 temperature settings, it made the experience even better than its predecessor. The glass mouthpiece cools the vapor down really well before it hits your lips, and the vapor is definitely a cut above other units in the price point. It has a very consistent draw, and that airflow control allows you to customize your session quite a bit. The 620 has that helix convection, which elongates the air path and provides a more even cook throughout your bowl. That, coupled with that glass mouthpiece, makes the hits off the 620 as smooth as... I didn't say anything gross there, so wherever your mind went, don't blame that on me. The 620's chamber is small, but it's perfect for microdosing if you're into that sort of thing. This guy. The temperature of the 620 automatically increases to keep it stable as you draw. This is another great feature that affects your whole experience. And the icing on the cake, it also has precise temperature control. The 620 wins this category. Both units are certainly sturdy and capable. The 421 has an anodized aluminum shell that is definitely thick and can withstand a couple drops. And it also has a ceramic chamber, which is great for taste. The ceramic chamber of the 421 holds a bit more than the chamber of the 620. Most of the units in the price point with the 421 have some sort of plastic, either shell or chamber, that will greatly influence your session, and especially the flavor. There's nothing worse than paying good money for high quality herb and then throwing it into a plastic device that makes it taste exactly the same as if you bought the cheapest thing off the rack. It definitely will hold up to a couple drops, which I just want to be clear, because I've had some recent comments about how often I talk about dropping your units. No, I don't throw every single unit I get at a wall to see if it'll break. I'm just saying if you happen to drop it, because we've all done it. And if you're telling me you haven't done it, you're a liar. And if you're not a liar, then I'm incredibly impressed. The 620 also has an anodized aluminum shell that has a little more of an angled high-tech look. It has an aluminum helix convection chamber, which can be removed to clean your air path super easily. It also has a magnetic tool at the bottom of the device, which is perfect for loading, stirring, and cleaning your bowl, as well as removing that helix chamber easily. The mouthpiece is also magnetic, which is another nice touch. Both units have a similar display that shows you set temperature, actual temperature, and battery life. The 620 also has haptic feedback, which is another nice addition. This category goes to the 620. Utillian is all over easy to use devices, and both of these units slot into that category well. The 421 features 1-button operation, while the 620 has 3 buttons to control the temperature. The magnetic mouthpiece at the top and the magnetic tool at the bottom make every part of a session with the 620 incredibly easy. That being said, the 421 is one of the simplest devices on the market to use. 5 taps will turn it on, press and hold to switch between temperatures, unscrew your mouthpiece to load in your herb, screw it back on, and you're good to go. Because of those reasons, this category is a tie. In terms of battery life, both of these units feature a 2300 mAh internal battery, which should give you roughly 60 minutes of continuous use. I find I can usually get between 6 to 8 sessions before needing a charge, with the 620 maybe pushing 8 to 10 just because of the microdosing. This one's a tie, for obvious reasons. When talking about portability, I think it's pretty clear that both of these units are almost exactly the same in terms of size profile. They both have one drawback to lugging it around, and that is the external mouthpiece. That being said, they both don't stick up very far, and I haven't had any problems, maybe a few minor scratches, but nothing that really bothers me. Plus, with that internal battery that'll last you about an hour, I can take both of these units on the go and not really have to worry about it, at least for an evening. This category is also a tie. The 421 has 6 temperature settings that range from 180 to 230 degrees Celsius, while the 620 has precise temperature control from 160 to 220 degrees Celsius. Both of these cover the optimal range of vaporization. The Utillian 421 obviously has a higher temperature, but you can fiddle with the 620 to get exactly the temperature you want. I'm like a round the TV volume to the nearest 5 kind of guy, but I know some people enjoy having their vapor at 183 degrees. Animals. Because this one comes down to personal preference, we're going to call it a tie. Both of these budget devices are great travel buddies and each brings their own good things to the table. The 421 is an excellent unit, especially for under $100. With that glass mouthpiece, airflow control, and a higher max temperature, there's a lot of things to like about it. That being said, for an extra $50, you get Helix convection, the magnetic mouthpiece and magnetic tool at the bottom, and precise temperature control, as well as haptic feedback. So it kind of comes down to how much money you want to drop and what price category you're in. Whenever any of my friends ask which vaporizer they should buy, I always tell them how much money are you willing to spend, and then let's find the best unit in that category. So I'd say both of these devices are pretty good, but it just kind of comes down to how much money you want to spend. And that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something, please tap that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe and that little bell to stay up to date on all of our latest. If you think I missed anything, if there's a different vaporizer review you'd like to see, if you just don't like the way that the set looks, please let me know, because we're going to change it up. I think we might be raffling off that poster that everyone keeps asking me about. I don't know exactly when, but we're going to do that in the near future. So throw it down in the comments below. What would you like to see up there instead? Until next time, thank you so much for watching. My name's Alex for TVape TV, and for all you connoisseurs out there, keep vaping.